And we are back. We're going to talk about the wrestling code from Virtual Basement and what does a Metallica song have to do with any of the information. We'll also show some new player models as they work on the development. Kalika-lika-low. Yes. We are back, and we're more than just back in the sense of with another video, but back on the fact that I'm now adding a chainsaw in the juggling that is my life by streaming. Yes, I'm streaming on Twitch. You can come check me out on Twitch. I'm currently right now playing the Division 2, but sometimes I'll, rotate it, and I'm thinking about Marvel's Avengers. I'm thinking about 2K for WWE. I'm thinking maybe going in the closet and finding, I don't know, some old 64 wrestling game. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know whether it's the fact that we're spending more time at home playing video games with, in the US alone, just random fact, about, I think it's over 24% versus last year as far as Americans buying any and everything that has to do with video games, from systems to accessories and games included. We're in a pandemic, there's wildfires, hurricanes hitting places, but we are still out here trying to find a PlayStation 5. Yes, I'm currently looking for a PlayStation 5, and I have a video on how to find some of the next gen systems. I'm 50% from the free throw line because I've got the Xbox Series S, but damn bots. Moving on to why you clicked this link. New information on the wrestling code. I am going to go ahead and put up what I recently just got from their Twitter and whatever I can scrounge together for the internet on this game. And that is a great thing because there's hype on this game. We're curious about this game and we want more information. And there's some really good wrestling games coming out, and this is one of the ones where we have our eyes on. So the wrestling code from Virtual Basement, if I am correct, I believe they also did some developing stuff from the studios on Arc, if I'm correct. So the studio, in my opinion, is bigger than what I thought it was. I thought it still is an indie wrestling, or not, I wouldn't say wrestling. It's an indie developmental studio that is now working on a wrestling game, but they have other games on their table, in their portfolio. So that's awesome. If you listen to some of the videos I've done in the past, I've talked about next gen gaming, whether PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, or Sony, VR, everything in the middle included, mobile included. We've got to give more spotlight to indie developers, and so I'm fully supporting this. Can't wait to play this game. If you guys want to send me a demo or playtest, let me know. Send me info before it hits the internet. I don't know, let me know. I can be your guy. I could be your inside guy. Okay, I could be that manager that's rubbing their hands on the sideline. I could be your pallbearer. Let's do it. So let's move on, right? I'm going to put on the screen whatever new images I have. I wish I can tell you in the order, but I can't, because right now I'm just talking to this magical mic. But anywho, these are the new images that I currently found on their Twitter or other websites that would prove that it's happened in the last week or so, give or take. So it's really cool to watch how this game is being developed. These models look amazing. I do understand that a model looks completely different than what you see actually in the game. There is no conversation of any alpha or beta or whatever their progress is on this game. And guys, devs, if you're listening, take your time. Okay, take your time. I'm in a rush. Okay, we really just at the end of the day want really good wrestling games, and we want competition with that other brand, 2K. And I don't mean any disrespect or any rivalry or any, it's not that. It's just, again, it's great for us, the fans. It's great for us, the gamers. Now, those models look amazing. The other thing is we've got more and more wrestlers that keep going into this roster. Over 60 plus wrestlers will be in this game. You'll have more wrestlers added to the mix, and it's awesome. They even went to one point where they did a community pick, and they let us, the fans, pick who they put in the game. That's awesome. I can't think of another game that's really done that. I can think of recent memory right now. You have another game I have my eye on. It's called Retromania. No date on that game coming out. I've got some videos on that, if you check the catalog. But that's awesome. that you can allow the community to go ahead and pick who they want in the game. That's awesome. In this game, there's a lot of wrestlers. I do not know these wrestlers. I believe these wrestlers are from the indie scene, from other promotions. It's not a bad thing. I remember picking up wrestling because I picked up I don't want to say no name wrestling games because I don't want to be rude or disrespectful, but you know what I mean? Like back in the day, you pick up a bargain bin, you would find a game, it's on the shelf, you want something new for, Super NES or Sega Genesis, whatever the case is, and you don't know who or any of these guys are at the time. And then later on, they become something special because you realize, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know about that wrestler. I didn't know about that promotion. I didn't know about that brand. And it's awesome to play a game and you're like, who's Ric Flair? Who's Shawn Michaels? Who's The Undertaker? And again, I'm just putting it all out there. Not every character that I played with in a wrestling game that I enjoyed and loved, I knew. Okay. So indie or not, big name or not, legends or not, I'm excited for this game. This is awesome. So there was a song from Metallica that was put on their Twitter. And if you know the song, it's Enter the Sandman. I would love to play it, but you know how copyright goes. So I'm not going to even try it. And that can only be a hint to one legend from ECW, the Sandman. It's got to be. And that's awesome that he is, if it is true, that he is signed on to work on this game and to be in this game, smashing beer cans over his head with the bamboo kendo stick. That's fine. Let's do it. I'm all for it. They've also added Raven. I already told you about Ken Shamrock. You got the Headbangers, Bushwhackers. Okay. Gangrel. You remember that? Coming out of the ground with the flames. We had Christian and Edge. Oh man. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. They have new wrestlers like Max the Impaler, if I'm saying it correctly. Again, wrestlers I don't necessarily know. I don't think I've heard of any of these wrestlers, which is fine because again, I'm a casual wrestling fan. So chances are you know who these wrestlers are and you're all about it. Redbeard, you're like, I know Redbeard. I do know him from WWE. I do remember seeing him. I think he was with the Wyatt family. So that's awesome. So we're going to get a chance to see more of that in the game from more wrestlers. Now, you never really know if the devs are listening on said video or just us as a community. You know for a fact they're listening. As a community as a whole, they're listening. So if you get a chance and any game you're playing, this is random, just love for the devs, but at the same sense, constructive feedback. Opinions are awesome, but constructive feedback. Now, I know this video is longer than what I normally do, especially when I don't have some amazing information to give you. I just have some new pictures and maybe some characters that are added to the game, not characters, wrestlers that are added to the game that maybe you didn't know about, maybe you do know about. My feedback to the development team on this game would be on their website. Now, in previous videos, I put out the website and how you should follow them and support them and things of that nature. But if you click that website, you're only given a teaser, if you would, of the reveal trailer. And there's really nothing else other than how to follow them on their social media accounts and things of that nature. I think it would be really awesome if they spent, I don't even want to say spend a little time, because I'm pretty sure the pandemic's throwing everything off and they're doing everything they can. Just what I'm saying is, without babbling too much, if you click the link, it's not showing much. And there's other websites that are actually making their own roster pages. I'm not saying that you got to put a developmental risk where you're leaking information or you're putting stuff that could be taken the wrong way. You just, hey, look, this is what I have right now. The same thing you put on Twitter, whether it's a daily blog type of thing. Here's the new wrestlers. Here's this. That way, that information comes out more streamlined. And yes, I get it. It probably would take away more views than I'm getting because now you made the information more accessible, but I'm fine with that because it's for us as a community. Like I said, the biggest improvement or feedback I would say for the website is to add a roster page, and whether or not that roster page is of live wrestlers because you haven't mocapped them in. And I'm going to show some pictures of people signing their contract and hype about being a part of this awesome game. Now, in a somber note, Shad, who, unless I'm unless I'm incorrect at the time of doing this video, Shad was, and still is, I believe, a part of the lineup for this wrestling game. Crime Time was going to get back together and be a part of this game, and it was one of the things that I saw that made me take interest of that game, because I do remember them in their runs in the WWE. And tragically, he lost his life saving his child in California. And I mean, I've never talked on the video about a passing of anybody, and I'm, with all respect to everybody who's involved and everything like that, the question was asked to me on my page on whether or not he would be, and hopefully I'm saying this name correctly, like he would be in the wrestling code. That's a tough question. I don't know. I felt to put it out there because maybe we will get an answer from the development team. How I feel, I would love to see him in the game still, to be honest. I don't know if that's, I know that when he passed, there was a t-shirt that came out, and the proceeds of that went to his family. And from what I was told about how this game was put together, especially with wrestlers coming into the mix, they have a bigger control over the royalties that they make from being a downloadable content character or wrestler, or just being a part of the contract of it. There's something with it that I believe was supposed to be different than a lot of other wrestling games, that it was in favor of the performer financially to be a part of this game. So didn't want to make it, somber or change the vibe. I'm still hype about the game, but it was a question that was asked. I wanted to put it out here for the community. There you go. Now, the next thing I want to segue into, kind of like bonus feature on this very long video, I get it. There may be a way that you can actually help the kickstarting or the financial push towards this game. And it all starts with some toys that you might recognize.